And we are back with more Trails of Cold Steel 2. It's your boy Top Captain Gamer. We are in the stopover day in Roer. And yeah, we're about to get ready to do this bonding event with Fee. I think I'll head back to the ship in a while. But if you're not completely wiped out, maybe you should walk around town for a little while longer. It might do me some good to spend some time with Fee since we're both here. Yep. Hey, mind if I hang with you for a bit? I mean, if you think I'll be in the way, just tell me and I'll get going. Of course you won't. Stay here for as long as you like. Thanks, Fee. Kitty. Huh? What's a kitten doing here? I'm not gonna do the meow. He doesn't look too happy. Maybe he's been separated from his mother. He's not wearing a collar, so I'm guessing he's a stray. Hmm. Reen, don't worry. We've got some time before we need to head back. Let's see if we can reunite him with his mother, shall we? I have no idea. Mail? What the hell? Alright, kitten in hand, Reen and Fee started walking around the city trying to find where the kitten's mother could be. They're like, nah, bro. What the hell is Celine doing? The kitten being astray, they assumed that finding his mother wasn't going to be an easy task, and they were completely right. Reen and Fee asked everyone that could, even Celine, and searched for the missing mother cat with every fiber of their being. In the end, over there. Looks like we found our mother. Yep. Even without knowing what they're saying, it's obvious that they're a family. Okay. I'm just glad we were able to reunite these two. Me too. His mother must have been looking for him all this time. Nice to know his family didn't abandon him after all. Oh boy. Fee. Carrying him around reminded me of something that happened the day the boss died. Just before he fell in battle too. What happened? We wanted to watch the battle between him and the Red Constellation leader, so we'd set up camp nearby. All of a sudden, a Jaeger wandered into our camp, a girl about my age. Another Jaeger that young? Maybe a year older than me, I don't know. She'd come from the Red Constellation's camp on the other side of the battlefield. All because she was chasing a stray cat. Hold on, she wandered into an enemy camp just before a battle? That seems like an incredibly bad idea. What happened? Oh, we didn't attack her or anything. They weren't exactly in the mood to start anything with us at that point either. So the two of us just talked while she played with the cat. Wow, I can hardly imagine having a casual conversation with an enemy just before our leaders fight to the death. It's also kind of depressing to think that there are other Jaegers your age out there too. I guess we're not exactly rare. But she was really strong enough to lead a whole battalion in their corps. It was like she lived to be out on the battlefield and killing. Loved fighting as much as anyone I've ever seen. She was more man-eating tiger than girl. Sound like the two of you were total opposites. People tend to paint all Jaegers with the same brush, but the more I talk to you, the more I realize how different they all are. I wonder what she's doing now. I bet she's okay though. She was strong enough that she'd be fine even if her family left her behind. That's another way we're different. Unlike her, as soon as my family left me, I became a weak little girl who couldn't do anything for herself. There's more to strength than just proficiency in battle, you know. And even if there weren't, you become a much better fighter since you joined Class 7. I've definitely seen big improvements since our first battle as a class. You got a point. Maybe you're right. If I am, though, it's because all of you have been there to support me. There's no question about that. Hey, we all wait. We all held to each other and proved to get stronger, both on the battlefield and off. You've helped every one of us, but we've all still got room to grow. And at this rate, we're going to need to do as much growing as we can. Yeah? Well, you've got a point. But together, we'll get strong enough to get through all this. I know we will. Alright. The conversation at an end, they watched as two cats scurry off into the distance. Alright, finally got her over level 6. Jeez. Alright. Alright. Who else here? I still can't believe Usis is not at level 6 yet. Like, holy shit, man. Like, come on. Alphen, yeah. Where is Alphen? Ah, there she is. She's in HQ. Nothing on this floor, so she must be at Lisa's them house. Oh, it's employee elevator. Alright. There's Elisa. I might do one with Elisa. I don't know though. I kind of really don't have anything else left to prove with her. Like, she's literally at the most you can get in experience. Last night I received an invitation to stay here. There's still some time until we have to leave, so I think I'll spend some quality time curled up with these books instead. Sharon's coffee can't be beaten either. In fact, pulling myself away from here may prove to be a real struggle. Maybe I should join her for a while. She seems like she could use some company. Alright, mind if I stick around a little longer? Not at all. We don't get many chances to spend time together like this, so let's make the most of it. Ring could never say no to Sharon's coffee, and in fact, asked her to make another pot for them. I cannot stand coffee. My God. With that, he and the Princess Alphen spent some time pursuing the countless books gathered in the library. Tea I'm good with, but coffee? I don't know. This coffee really has a nice aroma to it, doesn't it? Sitting back and enjoying a cup of Sharon's coffee, engrossed in a book, I think I've found the very definition of bliss. Well, I can see where you're coming from. It never ceases to amaze me how many books there are in here, or even the variety of topics and genres represented. I guess Gwen has always had a pretty broad range of interests though, so it makes sense that his library would be as diverse. Indeed, but what only makes it more difficult to decide which volume to read next. Although I must admit I was a little disappointed to find one particular genre unrepresented here. Oh, which one? The titillating tales loved by fair ladies all across the empire. Stories about the lives of and loves of handsome gentlemen. Books that warm the hearts of all who thrill to their prose. Oh my God. Oh, those books. I remember you saying they were pretty popular at St. Astride too. The Courageous was lacking in that genre too, until Dorothy came and seeded it with some volumes of her own collection. So, does Elise, have any interest in those kinds of books? It's so much more magical to just leave the truth of things to your imagination. We're talking about a realm created by and for pure-hearted maidens, after all. It's not a place where gentlemen should tread lightly. Fair enough. I'm curious, but not that curious. Damn right. Try to at least regulate Your corrupting influence, though, that'd be great. If that's truly your wish, I suppose I ought to respect your wishes. But teasing her is my most cherished pastime, so I really prefer to keep at it. Sorry, from my ear. I wonder if she realizes her struggles are mainly just for entertainment. Still, teasing or not, I'm glad Elise has at least one close friend she can depend on. Oh, and speaking of entertaining pastimes, I actually learned a delightful little card game called Blade from Sharon yesterday. Perhaps we should play a few rounds together. That sounds fun. I accept your challenge. Rain got the cards and began the scene via a few quick, friendly games of Blade. As they played, they unexpectedly ended up getting fairly heated, which each of them determined to come out on top while holding nothing back. In the end, the time they spent playing together was as enjoyable as the time they spent reading. Okay, this really is quite an amusing little game. It's nice that even an inexperienced player like me doesn't start at too great of a disadvantage. Yeah, the updated version has a lot more strategy to it too. I mean, to it though. But you know, I have a lot of fun memories of this version of the game. I almost can't help but like it. In fact, Crow is the one who gave me my very first deck of Blade cards. Oh, really? It was sad to see the two of you fighting each other, especially after all you've been through together. What is it that forced the two of you to fight like this? Well, ultimately I think it's a battle of wills, and both of us are too stubborn to just give up and walk away. What do you mean? Rain told Princess Alphen about everything that happened between him and Crow. As he went on dredging up memories from what seemed like a lifetime ago, he went through the whole spectrum of emotions. Yet through it all, she had quietly and considerately listened until he finished, telling her all there was to tell. You could think of it as a high stakes game of Blade, Crow on one side, me on the other. Neither of us are willing to compromise on the things that make us who we are, our beliefs, our past, our friends. And without compromise, all that's left to us is to meet each other head on and see who comes out on top. I just hope that while we're doing that, we'll discover where life will lead us and what to do with ourselves after this is over. I see. Boys will be boys, I suppose. But hearing you describe it, I almost envy Crow's position. Huh? Why's that? Oh, I just meant Elise would probably think that if she were here right now envying Crow, I mean. After all, it's almost like fate is pushing you and Crow together. It fills my imagination with thoughts. That just not I don't know what she's going there with that one. Just a word to the wise. Guys aren't too hot about being paired up with their male friends when they don't lean that way. Thank you. That was weird. It's like they're really trying to push it like right now. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Well, like it or not, I consider myself someone fully invested in this little battle of wheels now. She's just trying to cover up the fact that she digs on Reem and, stuff like that and trying to make him uncomfortable. So I intend to stay with you and see how it all pans out. You're more than welcome to come along for the ride, Your Highness, wherever it may take us. Alright. Yeah, she just trying to hide the fact that she has feelings for Reem. Okay. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Angelica's at level 4. Sari is up there. It's really weird. I have no idea. Let's go Machias. We never really spend time with that. This crazy ass. Oh, that's Elliot. Oh, Gaius. Where the hell is Marcus? Is he upstairs? Oh man. He really itching. Please. Ah, there he goes. Alright. I'll be taking a look around the Roer Institute of Technology soon. It's practically the premier technical university in the country, so wait a minute. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do this with him. I'm gonna actually do this with one of the girls. Who have I done? I did Milliam and Fee. Can you do something with Angelica? I don't think you can. Yeah. Let's go with Sarah. Yeah. Let's roll with Sarah. Where are you at? There we go. Jackass is doing some maintenance on my orbital gun for me. With a name like that, I wasn't sure what to expect when Elisa introduced me to him, but he seems like he really knows his stuff. I just wish he had a bit more of a refined, dandyish aura about him, sort of like Gwen. Then he'd be more my type. What in the hell? The inside of your head must be a terrifying place to live. You have no idea, Reen. All kidding aside, though, you should take this chance to make sure all your gear is in good shape. I like his scenes with her. Like, it's always funny and witty, and so that's the reason why I decided to do it with her. I didn't get to do hers here, so I wanted to see what it's all about. There's no telling when you'll need to put it through some hard use, and it always pays to be prepared. Maybe I should take this chance to have a look around here too. Say, would you mind if I hung around here with you until your maintenance finished up? Now that I look around, there seems to be a lot of things here worth checking out. You can if you want, but I think what you really need is something else. What do you mean by that? Get your sword ready. As soon as he's finished with my gun, there's somewhere I want to take you. Hell? Okay. As it turned out, that somewhere ended up being the North to your highway. Alrighty. I don't think anyone is going to come barging in and disturbing us all the way out here. Yeah, I doubt it, but why would you bring me here in the first place? You told me not to forget my sword, so I'm guessing it's not a date. Shaw, you've never been on a Sarah date. Uh-oh. Anyway, I hope you're ready to get all hot and heavy with me as we pour ourselves into a no-holds-barred combat training. Are you kidding me? And this time, I'm not gonna hold back, so you better be ready. I want you to fight me like your life depends on it. She was not fucking around. Because you can leave this little excursion one or two ways. Walking with your head held high or on a stretcher. I don't know what brought this on, but I can see this isn't one of your usual gags. In that case, I accept your challenge. You'll get only my best today. Don't know if he's quite at the level to beat Sarah yet. Maybe using his power, yeah. True to her word, Sarah came at Reen with all the fury of a raging storm. Despite bringing the best of his skills to bear, he was just barely able to withstand her assault. Yeah, see? How are you this strong? I never understood that. In all my years, of playing this series, I never understand why Sarah is so strong. She rarely looks like she practices drunk most of the time. She just doesn't look like the person that was like have all this power, and literally has like her own aura of light, the purple lighting around her, like that like it's crazy. Uh, how are you so strong? So this is what it's like when you're not pulling your punches, huh? Damn straight. The world's not a nice place. It's not a fair place. But I fought tooth and nail for my place in it anyway. The world takes from you too. The world takes from you too. I've almost lost count of how many irreplaceable things it's taken from me. So many friends, allies. I don't even have a homeland to call my own right now. Instructor. But I did whatever I had to keep on living, no matter what. And I stand before you now as a sum of all those ugly, painful experiences. Life will knock you down over and over again, but if you rise just one more time, it makes you the victor. That's something I've kept on believing, and seeing you students give it your all has only strengthened that belief. It's pretty dope. That's why I decided that everything life has taught me in this school of hard knocks, I'm going to teach you. Not through words or lessons or fancy platitudes, but through battle. I'm ready to learn. You might have gotten better of me before, but I'm ready for round two anytime. Attaboy. Let's not waste time chit-chatting then. You ready? It's crazy, man. They resumed their battle and intense training continued. Ring focused everything on the fight, fending off instructor Sarah's onslaught as best he could. And after a long, difficult fight, the fact that he's still standing shit, well, not necessarily standing, but looks like neither of us has the energy to go another round. I guess we have to call this one a draw, but at the very least, I'd say we got some good training. Well fought, Ring. It's kind of scary how strong you are, though. It was all I could do to keep you at bay. I didn't even get a proper hit on you in the end. You could have, though. All you would have had to do is fire up that power of yours. And you should have. Since, I specifically told you to fight like your life depended on it. But, just messing with you. That consideration you always show for others is part of what makes you strong. I know you're still beating yourself up by what happened yesterday, and that's totally understandable. But at the end of the day, you gotta get past it and move on. No one can do that for you. But you will, though. I have no doubt about that. So just keep your chin up and your gaze forward, yes. Thanks, instructor. I'll try at least. A lot of people are counting on me, and I don't want to let them down. Alright, that was good. I like that one. The two stayed and rested for a while to get their strength back, and once they felt better, they walked back to Roer together. Walked back together to Roer. She's almost at level 7. Alright. Dude name is Jackass. This is hilarious. Now I got Damn it. I would do Elisa's, but do Elisa because we're in her hometown, but I just don't want to pass up the opportunity to get the link up on somebody else. Let's go with. You know what? Let's go with Emma. Wait a minute. She's about the same level as Laura. Alright. This city is so amazing. I almost can't take it all in. It's not so much a different city as it is a different world. Nothing is familiar. I know a lot of our classmates feel this way, but I grew up in such a rural area, and I can't believe what I'm looking at. Yeah, I felt the same the first time I was here. It's a far cry from Ymir, that's for sure. Still, while you're here, why not walk around and take in the sight? It's a bit intimidating, but there's a lot to see here. I mean, there's a lot to see. That sounds like fun idea. And Reen, I know it's hard, but I hope things get better for you soon. Thanks, Emma. I hope so too. Maybe she'd appreciate a guide. Roer is a big place after all. Alright, how about I give you a guided tour of the place. I've been here before, so I should be able to give you a decent one at least. Not a Lisa grade, but still. Are you sure you don't mind? I love that. What a strange sensation. The idea of moving staircase is incredible, isn't it? True enough. There isn't only one in the continent either. Oh shit, I can't even catch up with this. It was going by itself that time. What's the big structure over there? An orbital generator. Apparently, they provide the energy that this town and its factories need to work. I've heard they have plans to make more of them too. Or at least they had plans. I'm guessing they've been put on hold until Rangford Company is fully reorganized again. It's amazing that a technology like this actually exists. It's like magic in a way. Rain continued to show Emma around the city, focusing primarily on things one couldn't find anywhere else. Eventually, their tour came to the end, and they decided to stop for a rest. Jesus, there's a lot of fucking dialogue here. My God, bro. Gotta give me some water, man. Shit. Ooh, there's so much to take in here that my head's still spinning. Every time I thought I'd seen all all there was to see, you led me to something else that was even more incredible. That's the same way I felt the first time I was here. It gets even more incredible when you realize that in the few decades, places that look like this could be the norm. You may be right, especially with the way technology is always advancing. It reminds me of something I read in a book once. It said technology that is beyond the comprehension of the observer is indistinguishable from magic. That's one way to look at it, sure. But if that is the case, where does it leave witches like me? What if people develop a new technology, it's embraced with open arms, but our equally convenient magic is feared as heretical? That's why we're forced to live in the shadows, hiding both our existence and powers away from people. Is that the only reason we exist? To fulfill duties that nobody even knows about while the world leaves us behind? Sorry, Emma, I never realized you felt that way. No, not at all. I'm the one who should be sorry. I didn't mean to ramble at you like this. You're shouldering a far heavier burden than I am right now. Another person's worries are the last thing you need. Even more so when my duty as a witch is to support you. I'm sure grandmother and Celine would be very annoyed at me right now. You don't have anything to feel sorry for, and honestly, all your concerns make sense to me. I don't think anyone exists just to fulfill some arbitrary set of duties, especially you. You really think so? Sure, you're a witch, but that doesn't have to define who you are as a person. To us, you're Emma, our class president, and our friend, who also just happens to be a witch. Nobody gets to pick how they're born, but everyone deserves to choose how they want to live their life. I suppose you're right. So don't let being a witch force you into dedicating your life to fulfilling your duties or whatever. Focus on finding something that you want to do. We're all here to help you do that. You know that, right? You're not alone. I don't think anyone else in our class has figured out exactly how to live their life either. When you put it that way, there's no supposing about it, is there? You're right, Reen. Thank you. You're right. Thank you, Reen. It might not be easy to find something I want to do for myself, but maybe it's time that I started thinking long and hard about it. If I run into any difficulties, though, you'll be the first person I come to for support. Whenever you need it, I'll be there. Probably should have done Elisa's. That was all right. The best one was Sarah's though. All right, we are done. I'm trying to think. Is there any other place? Don't forget to go to like the different, parts around here. Get weapons and recipe as a recipe and I think you go to the diner, you get a recipe from that guy, and the thing up here. Where is it? Actually, I was right over here by it. I think if you go to the dining bar here, where you had that date with Claire. Not him. Where is it at? Could have sworn. Okay, yeah. So recipe in here. Yeah, okay, so sweet blue recipe is here. That's right. I'm sorry, I went to the wrong place. It was here. The diner here. If you go to the diner here and talk to Log. Damn it. Really? He's going. Okay. This guy right here, Worker Log, he gives you a book. One of the Gamble Jack books. I remember that. Alright, but I think we're done here. I think Vivi and Linde were the only two that you need to get from this place. I don't know if we can get Margarita, but we're gonna go ahead and leave. Where do I need to go? To the airport in order to do that? And go over to the ship. Alright. Check on Valimar in the hold. If I do, I probably won't be able to have time to do anything else. The maintenance is nearly finished. Alright. Alright, we are done here.
Upper rank you go! Here's a bonus from the Academy.
Strega Omega.
Well done!
That's, I think, some of the best shoes in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
You guys are really on the ball!
So the most you can get in this chapter is 40. So that was, I think, 2 quests I didn't do. They were like regular quests and stuff like that, so. Oh god, please voice act this.
Greetings, my lady.
Thank God.
How are you feeling, Valimar? The battle yesterday must have been pretty hard on you.
I am fine. The damage to my armor and lost mana have largely recovered. I expect to be in peak condition before our next battle.
That's good to hear. Just listening to you talk, you really have changed since we first met. You seem to be talking a little more like a human now.
Is that so? That would suggest that my memory is slowly recovering.
What's that now?
The part of me in which memories are stored appears to be damaged. I have very few memories of the past, such as why I was sealed within the old schoolhouse to begin with. This includes my memories of language. Thus far, I have had to rely on the preset bare minimum of speech functionality.
Now that's interesting.
However, thanks in great part to your assistance, my speech functionality is slowly beginning to restore itself.
Does that mean that your memories of the past are starting to return too?
It is an indistinct memory, as if clouded by white noise. I seem to recall someone burdened by a great sadness, much like yourself.
That obvious, huh? I look that burdened to you? Someone died right before my eyes, and I was powerless to stop them. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that I might have been able to stop it from happening. And that regret's like a thorn stabbing into my heart. Was the person in your memory able to move past their burdens?
I am unable to find any memories that answer that question. However, I believe that your sense of regret is an entirely natural process for humans. Is that not the case?
Yeah, I guess.
Give thought to what you would do differently if confronted by the same situation again. If I can aid you, I shall.
Yeah, you're right. I can't undo the past, but I can at least make sure I don't make the same mistake a second time. Perhaps considering how to do that is the best thing that I can do right now. Thanks, Valimar. I feel a little better after talking to you.
Then all is well. I am afraid I must return to sleep. Should you require my aid again, you need only to call my name.
Valimar is beyond
I
likable.
need to keep on getting stronger. Strong enough that I can protect the people around me. The ship's maintenance is probably almost done now. Maybe I should take a nap or something while I wait for the others to get here?
How about nope?
Yes, this is Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Hey there, Reen. George here. Do you have a minute?
George, is something wrong?
Well, I'm over at the Roer Institute of Technology at the moment. And an acquaintance of mine here has a pretty interesting proposal regarding your Divine Knight. How soon do you think you can come over?
Alright.
A proposal? Who is this acquaintance of yours?
Well, it's the Institute's president, actually. Professor Schmidt, the Empire's foremost orbital researcher.
Alright. And here he is. Professor Schmidt. This dude is an ass. Like, they're just gonna be, like, straight up with you. The name's G. Schmidt. I serve as this institute's president. And he talks like, I certainly wasn't expecting the pilot of that last night to be a boy. Like, he talks like that. The Alliance ought to be damn near saving themselves if they keep losing to a snot-nosed rat like you. See what I'm saying? Like, he just fucking met the guy. He's like, listen, you old piece of shit. Like, you know, he just like, you know, I don't know, man. I'm just tripping. I don't think that's a way, I don't think that's any way to talk to a person you only just met. Besides, he happens to be one of the students who helped get you that minor medal earlier in the year. And one of the students put out that request without an input from me. He should be kissing my boots for having the honor of assisting with my research, however indirect it was. This dude is tripping, bro. Something's never changed. Putting that aside, is it true? Were you the ones responsible for developing the Princess Zodax? It is. Duke Cayenne made the request, and I agreed to it. I used the ancient robot Ordine and the society's archaism as a reference point, and then designed a frame that could be mass-produced with the Reinford Company's technological capabilities. Afterwards, I drew up plans for several models and oversaw the completion of a Draken prototype a few months back. Why do you ask? Do you have any idea what you've done? You're wasting your time, Reen. He develops whatever catches his interest, loses himself in it until it's done, and to hell with the consequences. The railway guns at Corellia Fortress and the orbital wave jamming device in Nord were both designed by him too. Unbelievable. This dude has caused natural catastrophe in every game that we've played, and he's just sitting there like, well, like by him inventing it, like he didn't do it, but he's indirectly responsible. Like, an engineer who doesn't strive to satisfy his intellectual curiosity is a sad sight of an engineer. We just design things. Oh man, sorry about that. Dang. It's up to their users to decide what to do with them. Do you get it now? It was it's because I couldn't cope with this part of him that I ended up going to the academy over there. Yeah, I told to get it, unfortunately. Oh, right. What made you come visit the professor to begin with? Ah, of course, that was what I called you for. I was hoping I might be able to get some kind of advice or pointers from you, about getting a new weapon for Valmont. Oh,
And if I might be so bold as to offer a word of advice, get Valimar a better sword, one like yours. If you think you're such hot stuff you can beat me without your 8 leaves training, you're in for a world of hurt.
Correct choice of armaments is indeed paramount. Selecting one the Awakener is well suited to will increase combat efficiency exponentially.
George told me about what you're after. He says you want a weapon capable of fighting on equal terms with the Azure Knight. We might have gone our separate ways, but he's still a former student of mine. I'm open to the possibility of designing something for you. Really? You make a weapon for Valimar? I said I'd be open to the possibility. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you want my help, I have one condition. Zemurian ore. Ringing the bells for your ring? I think so. You used that to make weapons for us before, didn't you, George? Oh, you know of it? Saves me the effort of explaining then. It's an extremely rare ore found here in Zemuria. It's an astoundingly strong material that possesses a mysterious radiance within it. And what's more, as I learned while developing the soul depth, the frames of Divine Knights are made of that very ore, your Ashen Knight included. I had no idea. The double saber Ordean uses appears to be made of it as well. I made it too. Which, as I'm sure you figured out, means if you're ever going to compete against Crow, you're going to need a Tachi made of Zemurian ore too. To make one, however, you're going to need vast quantities of the ore. Yet it was only recently discovered how to refine the ore at all. Processing will be immensely difficult. But bring me the materials and I'll be willing to assist you. The concept of a weapon that can compete with the Divine Knights is one of the greatest interests to me. Even when you're helping people, it's only to help yourself. It'd be nicer if you were doing it to atone for developing a soul that, but I can't picture those words coming out of your mouth. The very thought of it makes me ill. Dude, just a natural born ass. Bear in mind, Zemurian ore is an incredibly rare material. I doubt you'll find enough to get the job done. Still, you should pull it off. Should you pull it off, I'll design the finest Tachi you've ever laid eyes on. Well, my name is an engineer. I can promise you that. Thank you, Professor. This would be a great help to us. Rare or not, we're going to find all the Zemurian ore we can to make this work. I'll keep my expectations low. This dude right here, bro. Like that's what I'm talking about. The advice Marine receives on forging a new weapon for Valimar came from a surprising source, but they could not have asked for better. After politely excusing themselves, Reen and George left the Institute to reunite with the rest of the crew. And once the maintenance was declared complete, they boarded the Courageous and departed from Roer. Okay. Alright, Angelica is piloting. I have to tell you, I'm impressed. I was expecting this beauty of a ship to be on the feisty side, but she's real sweet girl. Cutting through the clouds like this feels wonderful. I can get used to this. Wow, I can't believe how quickly you've gotten the hang of it. Neither can I. But I think it's obvious who's more qualified to sit here between the two of us. This job's all yours now. Why, thank you. I hereby accept the position of Chief Helmsman at Courageous Second in Command. She really is amazing. There's no one out there who can tame the vehicle as fast as Angie. We're not going to have to worry about a thing with her around. Moving right along, the good news is that we were able to liberate Roer. I don't think any of us could have predicted how much of the war situation would change in the process. Marquise Wagner and his provincial army's withdrawal from the conflict would have a profound effect going forward. Losing one of their key members is bound to be a painful loss to the Alliance. For one thing, it should make things easier for Lieutenant General Vander and the 3rd Army Division. Their greatest concern before now was the Nortio Provincial Army, after all. So the Alliance's overwhelming supremacy is finally starting to sway. Only in East Arabonia, though. They still come out on top in the West. Right, Prince Oliver said as much too. General Lagunin and Brigadier General Bardius are out there and claiming one victory after another. And then there's his brother Eustace. He's a brilliant leader, and it shows. I see. Be it as it may, all we can do is focus on our efforts on the Eastern Front for now. That's what we're entrusted with, and fretting over things we can't change won't do us any good, right? That's putting it into perspective, yes. We've got our hands full over here as it is, so let's make every moment count. Time to get back together and all the info we can. Speaking of, mind giving us an update on the situation with Valamore's weaponry? Ah, right. How could we forget? Professor Schmitz agreed to cooperate with us, didn't he? Cooperate is a strong word, Lisa. He only cares about what interests him. That it ends up benefiting us is purely secondary. That's really ridiculous. And remember, he's only going to help if we happen to find enough Zemurian ore to make a weapon. How we're going to get the stuff that rare is beyond me, though. You said that Valamar himself is made out of the ore, did you not? You wouldn't happen to have any ideas with him? I'm afraid the Hessen clan knows very little concerning the creation of the Divine Knight. Some legends passed down through the clan say that they were made during the time of the Great Collapse. Specifically, they were forged by artisans who called themselves gnomes. Huh? That's an interesting name. I know the term from old stories, much like anyone else, but I had no idea a band of artisans by that name existed. Supposedly they once worked closely with the clan's ancestors, but somewhere down the line the witches and the gnomes ended up parting ways. I couldn't tell you exactly when. How curious. Maybe so, but none of that's going to help us find any ore. Our chances of finding enough were pretty slim to begin with. I know where you can get enough, but only if you're willing to overcome some very difficult trials to obtain it. You do? Really? What do I have to gain by lying? You're aware of those strange ruins scattered all over the country, right? Oh yeah. Where the higher elements are active. Those are the ones. They're called spirit shrines. They were built on top of septium veins long ago by the gnomes to encourage the formation of massive Zemurian ore crystals. Those crystals were in turn used to create the Divine Knights. So if there's any place in Airborne to start looking for a vast amount you need, it's there. Crap, I had no idea. Why didn't you tell us this before now? Am I supposed to be a mind reader? It wasn't exactly relevant until now, so why bring it up? No need to bite our heads off. Hey, she told us, right? All we gotta do is go to one of those shrines and we'll be rolling in ore. Let's hope so. We've got a lot on our plate checking up on the country, but exploring the shrines has been our best lead yet. And no matter how difficult it might be, a little thing like a trial isn't gonna scare us away, right? Right. Alright, so I guess you know what our plan is gonna be in this little chapter. Oh crap, sorry. And their timing turned out to be quite apt, as he had very recently sent several their way. Oh yeah, quests. Alright, we're not gonna do any of these. Oh shit, we might have to do them. There's a client in Hiddle. Damn it. Oh god, not blue bump. What the hell? Alright. We'll do the one to get Klein and Hibble. This one's from Klein. I'm happy to see the Hibbles with them too. Not so happy about the airliner going missing though. Doesn't seem like something we can afford to ignore, dangerous as it sounds. But look at this one. Anna, please be. What's this about reading a letter? As if we have time to be concerning ourselves with his pathetic antics. I know what you mean, really, but ignoring it might be even worse. Yep, we got our work cut out for us. Irene, I want you to look out for everyone. Let me come with you, okay? Of course, Fee. You're always welcome. I think Celine and I should come with when you're exploring the shrine, too. I was about to say the same thing. And make sure you're ready before you go. I wasn't kidding when I said the trials were difficult. It is temporarily not possible to move free from the party. Alright. I've been trying all games to get these people's level to raise, and it is not happening, so I'm just gonna roll with people. So I'm definitely gonna put in Emma, Gaius, Sarah. Who else here? I guess I'll put in Laura. I did a lot of everybody else the last chapter. Alright. Yeah, I've had them the whole game and their level is just not going up, so I don't care anymore. If that yeah, that's saying something. Definitely gonna put in Fee. And you know what, Sarah? I did do a lot with Sarah the last time too. Guess we'll have her hang out. Yeah, that'll work for right now. Alright, I'm going to end here. When we come back, we will be going on with the rest of the story. In this act, we're definitely going to be taking on like a lot of trials with the shrines and everything. So you're going to get to see all that stuff, and I'm going to go back and get some stuff that I missed and things like that. But we'll be doing that in the next one. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I appreciate everybody that's been checking out the vids. I really, really do appreciate you guys for just watching the vids. Even just watching, even if you don't subscribe, I appreciate everybody. You know, I didn't think I would have. I hit 160 subscribers today. Like, that's pretty dope. And I didn't think 160 people would ever want to watch me play games. So, you know, let's just keep it going. Tap that like button, guys. It's free. And subscribe to the channel. Come back for some more. Come, you know, send some messages. I try to talk to everybody I can. But thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.